Okay, here's something I've been wanting to do for a while. If you remember, I had these candle holders, and I put my Christmas mannequin on one of them. I'll put a link to that video. And I took them apart, which was very hard to do. I figured they were threaded, but apparently it was glued in there. And these were the same way. These are little candelabras I got. I already took them apart, but I kind of put them back together loosely just to show you what I'm working with. So, okay, I got 2 of these, and this used to have that same top. And all it is this little unthreaded post. So they had to be glued. I mean, I used every muscle I had to get them apart. But okay, I don't need this. But I love this foot or base. I guess that one's still together. Okay, and what I'm wanting to do is make 2 tall candelabras with it. I'm still not gonna put it down too tight, I don't think. That took a lot of work. Okay, and I destroyed this base taking this one apart, so it's real wobbly. And well, let me start with this one. Well, let's take this off. Okay, and I'll use this base for something else, but let's put on this one that's together. So I'm just slipping that down in there, and well, I'm gonna have to adjust the zoom. And now it'll be tall, and I can hang crystals really low. And I'm wanting to paint them, and I'm thinking about painting them black and then go over them with chalk paint and distress them, but I don't know. I kind of like the silver too, but I'm not too good at the making it antique looking or whatever, but I don't know, I'll figure something out. And they actually have glass crystals on them, and this is just all stuff I got from the thrift store, of course. And with this one, let me see if I can get this apart. The only thing is I'm missing a post. And so, well, I'll have to flip these around because that don't look right like that. And this one has larger glass crystals. And so, see, this had a bunch of braces going across that are broken pieces. And I don't think I can cut that to make a post, so I might have to get a I'll take it to a hardware store. They can figure something out. And then I'll have 2 of these that are tall and I can decorate them. And so that's what I'm doing. And I just got to decide. See how it looks all crooked. But all it is that little, I don't know if it'll, that little post. And I mean, it took so much effort. And it's like, these are plastic, I think. But the rest is like cast aluminum. I guess that's what you call it. Not the kind of aluminum you can take and sell, but. So I don't know if it's some kind of little welding in there or glue or what, but oh my gosh. But hopefully it'll be worth all that. So I gotta decide how to paint them. and I'll be back. I wanted to show you this real quick. I've got a microfiber cloth soaked in alcohol, and I'm cleaning in all these little grooves with it, and because that's quicker to dry than soapy water, and it'd remove all the oils and stuff. But if it all shine up like that, I would just leave it like that. But anyway, you know, that one won't because it's plastic and the paint wore off. But anyway, I was just wanting to show you that and show you how I'm cleaning it. And I think I have decided to go with silver paint. I can always change it later. Not that I'd want to, but anyway. Okay, here's what I got so far. This is the primer, and it's kind of pretty. And I did this base, just I'll practice on it. Because I'm thinking I might do the silver and then go over it with thinned out white chalk paint to get in the crevices and wipe it off really well. But I'm kind of liking the color of this primer. And here's what I've used. Well, and there's the paint I was thinking about using. It's so dark out here. Let's see. That's the primer. And let the lid come off. This is that paint right there. So if it's too shiny, I'll just go with the primer, I guess, if I don't run out. And what I did, I've made a hole where I can turn this over and stick it through that hole. I got the hole going through the cardboard and the ground. I just stuck a hole with a screwdriver. And on these, I put a screw in the ground. Just hold them up, and I'll have to flip them over. And now that one, I'll just turn over because the rod ain't long enough to go in the ground. So that's what I got so far. Okay, this is what I decided on. I didn't use the brilliant silver because it was dull looking. But I'm just gonna have the primer for the color. And then I had that. I didn't really want matte finish particularly, but that's all I had. So that's what I'm using as a protective finish. Let me see if I can show you how it shimmers. It looks dark over here. Let's see. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe when we get in the house, it's not just in this bright sunlight. But it makes a shimmery finish. Almost like glitter. It may be a little gaudy, I don't know, but I kind of like it. So that's what I got for now. And I just gotta let them dry good. Okay, I'm trying to see. I got it zoomed in, see if you can see the sparkle. I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyway, I'm going to mix up the white paint with some water. I practiced a little on that stand, but I didn't really have enough of silver primer paint on it to really tell, so that's that little bit I had mixed up from doing that. So what I'm going to use, I don't have white. I've got, what is that? Plaster. And I don't have much of it either. See? Maybe I won't run out because I don't want to have to clean up and go to the store. This is a bedhead no makeup day, because if I ever get finished with this, I'm wanting to do some housework. It's spring break at school, so I got some free time. Alright, paint, get out of there. Okay, let's try that little blob. I'm letting it dry, but not. I'm letting this white paint with water dry, but like not leaving it for hours and hours. Might need more paint in there, because I just don't know if I left it hours and hours if it would wipe off good. Because you know, I've watched the DIY paint and this seems pretty easy to distress, but I don't know about this one, if it's sitting dried forever. So yeah, I'm gonna put some more paint. Let's see. I can stir it up with it too. Hopefully this will work after all that trouble. Now I know why I procrastinate. Because it's kind of a pain in the rear. Kinda, sorta. But you know what I ought to be doing? I know a lot of people or against laying out in the sun, but you know, I'm kind of crazy. I still do, but it's cool outside. And I've done this in the past when it's really cool but sunny. Go out there with your bathing suit on and a robe and lay down like you're sunbathing with your robe on. And then when you start getting hot from that sun, you take your robe off, you get some chill bumps, but then you start feeling warm and you can get a head start on tanning without being totally miserable. But you do have to be careful not burn because it's so cool. So I'm gonna paint probably half of these pieces like this for now, just because if I run out of time, I don't want it dry, super dry. I want it pretty much dry, but not sitting on there forever. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'll start recording again when I start to rub it off. And see, I'm gonna try to leave that paint puddled right there. Oh, that's starting to look good. What do you think? What do you think? Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna like it. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Okay, so I'll just be doing this, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, let me back this up. I'm having to go in and fill up where it was still pretty wet. It wiped right out. So I'm getting the dry end of the Q-tip and getting the water out. And then I'm just going to dip it in what little watery paint I got left, tap it off, and dab it in there. I had the Q-tip in a point, but I went around and done the other areas, so I lost my point. Oh, that needs a little more. And it did not work out like I planned. Oh my gosh. I'll show you the other parts here in a second. Let's see, it just fills that right in somewhat. They're not as silver as I had planned. Okay. Okay, you know, I was working on that one little foot, and by the time I started on the second one, oh man, that stuff was like cement. And so I had to take it. It says cleans up with soap and water. So I took it to the sink, had water running over it as I got a soapy sponge. Well, at first I started with the rag, and it was a little too rough. It was taking it down. Like this one's my worst one. It took it down beyond the protective coat, which probably should have dried for 24 hours before I did this. So the top pieces I'll probably let them dry till tomorrow. But see, I'm getting my grandson tomorrow, so. But you can see some of the silver showing through, but without that sponge, I don't know what I'd have done. But I'd like it to be more silver, but I kept working down. Let me see if I can find a spot on this one. I kept working down to the plastic. Well, and this one done really well. But I actually worked down to the plastic on it too. You can see right there. But we'll just say that's for old effect. Looks like I need to add a little bit of white there. See, it was still puddled wet, and it just wiped right out of the areas where it was deepest and really needed the white. So I don't know. If I'd have done a piece of furniture with that, I don't know what I'd done. I can't, you know. You can't wet wood furniture. So, I might do a little touch up and work on those others tonight and then get back with you. Time for plan B. This is the Folk Art Metallic Silver Sterling, number 662. And, so what I'm doing, I've already, with this one, I kind of put it in between, like down the middle, where there's so much white, where those little dots are. And let's see which end she'll start on. And I can do multiple layers of this if necessary. And then when it's dry, I can go back and touch up like the white that I got this silver on. And what I'm doing, I'll put a little on the edge. I'll rake some off. And dab it on my plastic. And the parts that I want silver, but I'm getting my silver back with this stuff right here. Oh, I need to put some more. Because I wanted it, I was so disappointed. I kind of put it together and set it over there where I'd had it before, and I'm like, okay, I don't like it. And I was even thinking about painting another color, and oh, I remembered when I'm painting something that I want it to look metallic, silver anyway, I get chrome color. I probably got some somewhere, but yeah, I wasn't happy with the, it was kind of glittery. But I like that better than that dull looking other silver I had that said brilliant silver. And I don't know if this will work. I'll come up with plan C if this don't work. I tell you, I'm practicing. That's what I'm doing. Thank goodness. Can you imagine if I was making this stuff to sell? I would have to charge so much for all the time. You know, I couldn't. You know, nobody'd pay that much. So I'm practicing on stuff. I'm mostly stuff I'm gonna keep. Like this. Okay. Well, I got it to turn out like I'd planned, but I was still not happy. It just don't look right to me when I put it over there where I want it. So I'm going to try just white, solid white, and then if I don't like that look, I'll wipe it off, and then I'll either get chrome paint or try gold paint. So let's see how just white looks, because I don't remember. Well, before I had it on there so thin that you really couldn't tell anyway. And I might could wipe a little off while it's wet. Tell you what, I have learned it dries like cement. Hard to get off once it's dry. And let's just see how to look if I wipe. These big areas, they kind of throw off wiping it off though, because it's a pretty big area. Let's see if I just, and see when it's wet, it don't wipe off good. It smears. Oh no. I don't think I'll like that either. I think I'll just like solid white. Let's try it with a little wetness. I think maybe it's that silver color I don't like. I don't know what it is. It looks pretty good in the grooves, but I think that's what it is. I just don't like that silver. So, let me try just the solid white again. Well, I don't necessarily have to wipe it off of that big area, because that's where it shows a lot of that silver color. Get just my fingertip. No, I just, once that silver starts showing through, I don't like it. So I think it's a silver I hated. So I may just go wash that off and just try another color on. Okay, when all else fails, go with crackle. And I'm not a crazy person, I just play one on TV. But yeah, this is driving me crazy. And I know I like crackle, so I got some school glue. I'm going to put it heavier on the smaller places and thin on the big old hump there. Because I'm thinking more glue is larger crackle. And I just don't want a whole bunch of that hump showing. Make sure I got enough glue in these. Now see, if I don't like this, I'm really going to be in trouble, right? Maybe this will make it look old. Try to limit my brush strokes. It's not very good limiting, is it? Maybe a sponge brush would have been better. So I guess since it's supposed to look old, it can look like it's got 500 layers of paint on it. Okay, here's what we have. And where it crackled good, I like it. I like it a lot. But I guess painting up and down made the crackles go up and down in long streaks on most of it. So I'm going to get a brush and just touch that up. I'll show you some of the crackle I don't like. I don't like that area. But I'll just go in and paint over it, or maybe put more glue and paint. This is paint that I painted on the plastic bag last night. And since I'm making it old looking, we're gonna go all out. So just I've seen paint dry in little dishes that you know, I was painting out of, and I thought, well, how pretty. You know, it'd be all cracked and stuff. So now I'm making my own. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I wish I'd actually just thrown a bra and went and got the chrome silver paint. but I didn't. So now to making them old looking, I'm gonna go all out. The little chips of paint I'm making, I put some on here, and I'm leaving the edges sticking up. Let's see, I put one on the foot somewhere, right there. And what I'm thinking, instead of painting it on the bag, I'm gonna paint it inside a bag and let it dry good, and then crumple the bag up where I can get a lot of it, and kind of sprinkle it like you would glitter, you know, and then just have wet places where I want it to stick. That's my thinking. And then here's where I've experimented putting some on one of the little cups. And then I'm gonna go back and spray the clear on it, and you know, have the little edges still sticking up. And then possibly go back with my Powerade bottle that's got my glaze with some brown paint, and you know, put a little bit of that in the creases, and then maybe where the paint chips are sticking up, you know, the brown glaze will really show up around those, hopefully. But you know, if I'm gonna make it old, I'm gonna try to make it look really old. And you know, I love shabby chic, but my house is not shabby chic, and this is kind of what I'm getting here. That's when I'll add the glaze, because that'll tone it down a little bit. You know, if I had a pink and white shabby chic house, you know, I'd be perfectly happy with this, which, you know, it's alright. But so yeah, I think I'll like the paint chips, and so I'll probably be working on this longer than I planned. But yeah, I think it looks good on that cup. There we go. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use paint chips like this. I think I'm making this up, but I could be lying. I don't know. But anyway, stick with me through the madness. Okay, this is what I've done so far. I put a layer of paint on a clear plastic bag, and when it's dry, I'll turn the bag inside out where the paint will be on the inside, and then like crunch it up to get me some paint flakes, hopefully. Okay, some of the paint's still drying in the bag, and I managed to peel this piece off. It's a pretty large piece. And there's the side that wasn't against the bag, I think. And that's the side it was. And one of the things I like is that bag was all crumpled. And so, like that piece, it's really smooth on one side. I can't pick it up without breaking it. Well, you can tell right there. That piece is really smooth and shiny where it was laying on this plastic. So I didn't like the smooth and shiny side. So with this crumpled bag, I get a better effect. And waiting on it to dry. Okay, I want to show you all the paint chips I got by painting the inside of that bag. And I probably could have got more. It looks like there's a creature in there. I was doing this outside. I was going to say I could have got more. But one of the cats outside decided to spray something all over the bag, so I had to throw it away. Okay. And what I've done is that's that just light brown glaze stuff I got in my Powerade jar. If you watch my other videos, you know what I'm talking about. And this is this silver paint mixed with, I'm just using this as a glaze because I've got it. It's really a crackle medium that's way too thin. So I'm just trying out different things. I like that okay. I don't like that really. It's not silver enough. And then this is that ink color. And that looks pretty good. Except I'm going to seal these things, you know, where it don't soak into the paint where I don't want it. And so that would look whiter there. That looks pretty good, but not really for my dining room. And so what I'm thinking is the gaudy gold. You know, I like my gold. And then, of course, you know, I'll have it sealed where the gold will wipe off of the white better where I don't want it. And this is just that little stand I was practicing with it. Okay. And, you know, I was talking about, I created this idea of using the paint chips, which kinda, but I got to thinking. I even made a video about how Debbie's Design Diary, she would let paint kind of dry and scrape it up and smear it on stuff. So, kind of basically the same principle, I guess. It's just, because, you know, I got thinking, I got to find a quicker way than applying these one at a time. And that's what made me remember. Because I was thinking, you know, if I could put down some paint and put them in it and add it. And that's what reminded me of Debbie's Design Diary. She does everything. She's awesome. But anyhow, so much for my brilliant idea. Okay, I'm going to put a little paint on this plastic because it just don't have enough on it. I don't know. I might just pick them up with a brush. We're learning together. Or let's see. I like that crackle. I don't want to cover that up. So I'll put it like, I'll put some paint right there. See if I can just add some like this. Oh, that one's thick. Okay. Dust some off. I don't cover up my pretty crackle now. And like, there's a little much too in the center. I need to add some to the side where it don't look planned. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but like if you like the chalky look, you wouldn't want to use glue or anything to apply them because you might get that shine. So just use the paint to apply them. That may look a little too rough. That'll be alright. And see, you can see a lot of paint marks here. I'll put some right down here at the bottom, maybe. Oh, that's a... Thing is, they got a little too thick and textured in some places. Let's see if we get just sticking some on there. I think it was looking better when I was adding one at a time, but you know, jeez. Yeah, that's too many. And I want the edges sticking out a little, but I gotta have it on there good enough to stay. And when I spray them with that same spray I used earlier on them, the clear, that'll help hold them on. That way when I'm rubbing the gold into the cracks, that'll help with that. Let's see. I've got some loose ones hanging on. I don't know. It's just too many, really. There we go. And that one looks okay. And I don't really like the way this looks. It's in the shadow. So, I'll add some there. Gotta add a pretty big one there, couldn't I? There we go. And up here, I may just paint white over some of those cracks. That's a pretty good crackle on this one. But I don't want to cover up. Okay. Now back to my paint chips. But you see I don't really like how that looks. So put a little paint. Maybe not totally in the center. Let's see. That looks old. Can you see it? I don't want each little bubbly, whatever you'd call that area, to look the same, so I put the paint up here at the top. That one's a little, well, maybe some roughness would look good on it. I don't know, I ain't wild about that one. Let me find a bigger one. All my lovely chips. See, my little pile of chips. I'm gonna save them too for other projects. But Debbie's way of just letting it, you know, semi-dry and raking it up, that's good too. Learned a lot from her. Okay, and I'm going to continue doing this. I might need a little paint. That's sticking up a little too much. I'll continue this. And then I'll add the clear spray again. And then we'll get to putting it together and adding the gold. I might have to go shopping because this thing's about empty. But that'll be the next steps. Okay, I've sprayed a layer of that on them and hoping that it dries before it starts raining. It's getting awfully windy, and as you can tell, it's cloudy. So there we go. Oh, I also wanted to add that I'm putting the clear coat on it to keep the gold that I'm gonna mix with the glaze, keep it from sticking to that, you know, dull chalky paint, and that way I can wipe it off all the high surfaces good. And also seem to get a little beige or yellow. I know if you use too much varnish or something on something, it can turn yellow. It could be my imagination, but it'll be alright since it's going to be with gold. So just had to include that. Well, I already got the one painted that I'll give you a sneak peek at. And I took this little cup, medicine cup, and I put this. I'm using it for a regular glaze just because that's what I got. And then I got my other glaze in this Powerade bottle, and I'll show you. It's not real dark, but I just put a little bit of it in that crackle glaze, and if it sits too long, I noticed it clumps up. I guess it's trying to crackle. And so I'm gonna put all that on it. Okay, I'm gonna use a brush to put it on there. So I'm gonna paint this on there. And I've also, in this metallic gold, can't read the number, maybe you can, but I don't think I got as much of the brown in this one. But I'll take my rag, wipe it off I don't have to wipe it as good, because on the other one I still wasn't happy. I got it in the cracks and all, and I still wasn't happy, of course. So I go back and I take care of that. Let's see. Maybe that, well, I'll add a little more of the Powerade brown to it. I about forgot how I do it already. Nozzle's going up this. And these glazes, they stay wet a long time, so you have plenty of work time. And one thing I remember I did, where it gathers really thick, I'll just take my finger and it's a bad habit I got, saying finger, and I just you know, thin it out a little there. And so that's what I'm going to do to the whole entire thing. And then I'll show it to you, and then I'll add something on top of that too. Okay, one thing I remember doing is I gave up on the rag. It was wiping too much off. So I'm taking my finger and just wiping it off a lot of places, like the big spots. I can go in with the rag, but the little ones I just go over it with my finger, and it doesn't remove too much of it. Seems like I have more control with my finger. Maybe toxic, I don't know, but that's what I'm doing. Now with the gold that I added the glaze to, it was almost empty. It was down about here. And so I just filled it up with the crackle glaze. And I was planning on using just gold in the crevices. And I didn't like the look. So I'm just taking a little bit and just adding it here and there. But on the one I've already done and it dried, I kind of wish, you know, I'd just skipped that part. It just makes it, I don't know, look kind of cheap to me or something. I don't know. But I'm doing this in the same way where they'll match. And then just taking my finger and wiping it off. And one of the paint chips, I heard it break. That's fine. Expected it, because they're really sticking up in some places. And so I'll continue this. Okay, and this is how it's supposed to look, finished product. It's so dark over here. I should have brought a light. Anyway, and I still wasn't happy. You know, it's still wet, but it's in all the little creases. It looks antiqued or vintage. But I lost my white, and let me show you compared. There's the top that I've not put that stuff on yet, and it's so much wider. So maybe if I get to this side, let me see if I get my arm shadow out of the way. And so that's why I go back and do what I'm gonna do with the paint. Okay. See, I thought I would be finished at this point. And maybe if I use like super white, you know, and rub more of this off, I would have been finished. But this plaster color, it's not like a white. And I mean, that looks fine, I guess, but I wanted the white look mostly. So I'll show you what I did. Let me zoom it in a bit if I can, all my painted fingers. Alright, let's tilt down some more. I wanted to show you, don't that chip look good? I like that. So, what I did, I tried this with a brush, and then I'd have to go back over it and put some more of the brown. And so I found out I can trust my finger better. I started out just lightly touching and doing the really high areas, and it still wasn't white enough, so now I just put it on my finger and I just slap it on there pretty good. I don't squish my finger into it. See all that? And then let me turn it to where you can see the difference. And plus I like the the chalk paint, how dry it looks, I guess you call it. So I get that look back because the glaze, it took that away. So that's what I'm doing through the entire thing. And the top part's gonna be really fun. But I really had a lot better control of using my finger. And like, there's a couple of places. These, I wasn't so worried about whether they got highlighted or not because they're, you can't really tell there. But to me it looks like a creature. So I don't stress over that part, but I really wanted these white. And I think some of that brown's still kind of wet. Let me put a little on here and show you how it looks. And if I see an area where I really like the crackling with the dark in it, then I can just avoid that area, because I kind of like that. But I'll put some there just because, you know, I've done that area. So I wouldn't want it to look all crooked. But in the other areas, you know, I could have left that part, because that was some good crackling there. Okay, and then let's see. The next thing will be to show you how they look just painted. And I still have to get a dowel rod to put in the middle of that one. I've got a pencil in it right now holding it together. And so I'll show you how they look in the area where I think I want to keep them. And with no crystals on them or anything. And then later, well, on the same video, later I'll add the crystals and things. Okay, this is where they're at for now. And that's where I'm thinking I want them, but I ain't sure. And of course I still have my molding stuff propped in the corner and the door unfinished. I'll finish one of these years. But I've hung some of the crystals on there just loosely. And there's a few places I'm going to touch up while I'm waiting on my crystals coming in the mail. I've got these I ordered for a chandelier, but they're kind of, I think they're a little large. I don't know. And I'd have to string them up. The ones I ordered, I don't have to. So I wanted to show you close up. Oh, one thing I wonder if you know, and I'm like 80% sure I read this or watched the video. With a crystal, the flat side aims out and the little carved up side goes inward. So I didn't know that until a video or article, I don't remember. But anyway, okay, let me try to use the zoom button, maybe it'll focus better. Some of the areas where I got the chippy paint, or actual paint chips. It might have been easier to do it the way Debbie's Design Diary does it, but I wouldn't have had the edges sticking out. It's kind of dark, and some of them, you know, when I was painting, they just kind of broke off. But I wanted it to look like something your great grandma had, and your grandma, well, your great grandma painted it, your grandma painted it, your mama painted it a couple times, you know, or something like that. Just old, with a bunch of paint built up. There's a good, I like that piece. If it shows it good. And let's see. So that's what they're looking like for now. And over there, you can kind of see, there's a little more dark there, I believe. I don't know, it might be alright. But, you know, and I'm kind of liking the smaller size. I think it looks a little more feminine than the larger ones. You know, I could always order some smaller ones for this one, whether I'd get around to it one day, but now I'm just waiting to be able to hang my strands. And I'm thinking about I won't do it before I end this video because, you know, I'm a procrastinator. One thing about drilling tiny holes, you know, where I can dangle little bitty ones around here. And if you notice, I'm avoiding the mirror. I don't want to put on makeup. And that's the reason these are not, I didn't go to the store and get chrome paint, because I don't like just the regular silver paint I was trying to use. I didn't want to put on a bra and put on makeup and all that jazz. So, yeah, you can call me lazy, I don't care. But yeah, I think they're pretty. And, you know, if I did have shabby chic, I'd probably just left them white. But I don't. And this would go in a shabby chic home too, you know. But the just white wouldn't have looked right in here. Let me step back and show you again. It was just too white the other way. I don't know. I think I'm liking the bigger crystals. They hang down a little lower. I'm not sure. But we'll be finishing this video soon. Oh, something else I wanted to show you. It's a work in progress, you know. With this one, I mentioned I got to get a dowel rod or something. But right now I've got a pencil holding all this up. So, yeah. But I had to get it, you know, just to see how it looked. Look what I got. They're so pretty. And they got the brass connectors. If I would have left it white crackle with the silver showing through, I would have got the silver color connectors. But I think this, I got it dangling. I think that color looks good with the kind of antiquing stuff on it. But isn't that pretty? And here is the invoice. There might be better places to order from. I don't know. But that's where I got these. And then that's what it cost. And it didn't take long. Let's see, I ordered on the 9th. They shipped them on the 10th. And what's today's date? So I got them on the 13th. I just didn't know they were in the mailbox. So it didn't take long. And I've got a lot of these that I've ordered from Michael's. And see how large they are. I don't think they'd look right on something this small. Plus, all this time, see, they're hooked together with fishing line. Or something like fishing line. All this time, I thought you just had to restring them yourself. I don't know about all this stuff, you know. And so I seen this site where you could order glass beads. They probably got acrylic too. I don't know. I just found what I wanted. I ain't really checked it out much. And I'm like, that's awesome. But you'll still need some tools to, like if you want to take it apart. Anyway, I don't think you can see it. The little connector, you'll need some, you know, something to open it and close it with. And what I'm going to do, they make all kind of little things you can hang these with. Now what I do with them? Oh. This was one of the things on the order form. And I think they were a little expensive for what they are, but they're larger than I'd like if I was just going to be hooking a lot of crystals together, you know. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do, they make some really pretty, I don't know about this company, but I've seen really pretty things that you hang crystals up with. They're kind of S-shaped or something, really pretty, but I just didn't take time to look for them. So I'm opening these up, and I'm probably going to cut it in half. Oh man, it stuck to something. It's probably in my hair now. But, let me see if I can get this out. I just got it hanging up here. Okay, that's what they've got on the, well, that's what they've got on the end. And so I want to kind of make something like that. All those jump rings. Because, you know, I've added it up. And these are 6 foot long garland, I guess they call it. And so that allows me 18 beads. I counted them 4 times. It allows me 18 beads hanging this way, and then I'm going to put a shorter one, and that'll be 8 beads. That, I'll probably have a few beads left, but that's fine. That's better than not having enough. But it's amazing how quickly you can use 6 foot of this. Totally amazing. So when I finish, you'll see how far this 6 foot piece goes on this little project. So if you're doing a big chandelier, well, not these. Let's play with the big ones. These. So if you're doing a big chandelier, it's going to take a lot. And I'm sure this company has, or any company, you know, they got acrylic ones that are already connected. And they're pretty. They're just not as pretty to me. But I mean, you know, I used them in that one I made that I put in my bathroom. You know, it's just, you got to decide if you don't spend that kind of money or not. But, you know, and these ain't fancy, high quality, I don't guess. I think it was AAA. Does it say? Let's see. No. But I don't know what that means. I don't really care. You know, they're just pretty. Now, if I was into, you know, really snooty, making a fancy chandelier, I would want to find this quality, and I don't know the name brands or anything, so, you know, that's that. Anyway, it's my last day off, and I've goofed around, not done stuff I need to do around the house, so I'll probably do that, and then throughout the week, when I'm exhausted when I get home from work, I'll work on this. I can't wait to show y'all when it's finished. Okay, I'm going to try to get this done tonight. The long ones, I'm going to hang off of these little things. And the shorter little strand, I'm going to hang from here. And I had planned on cutting and bending these jump rings, but that just didn't work. Plus the finish. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can tell, but the finish is coming off. And see these, that's actual brass, I believe. On these that came with the candelabras. But those I ordered, it's just like painted on, and it comes up, flakes off so easy. So, what I'm gonna do is get this jump ring. Let's see if I can turn it. Run it through the hole. Let's see if you can see my eyewear. The reading glasses just wouldn't get it. I gotta have something stronger. So I'm going right through this. Thank goodness it's supposed to be antique roughed up looking or whatever. This ring's tight getting it on there. Okay. Stick the little loop inside this little jump ring, like you putting a key on a keychain. So maybe you don't really need tools, because when I done the first one before I started filming, I took them apart, and I'm like, well, I don't think I have to, and I don't. So it'll hang just fine like this. This is easy enough. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Got prettier ways to do it, but I don't know about all this stuff. So I just do it my way. Okay, well now, I will have to take it apart with a tool after I hang it here, because I'm going to be hanging the short ones way up there. So, I need a tool for that. Now this metal bend's pretty easy though. So I'm going to open the one, I'll be using this one, not this one. So I'm going to open the one on the one I'm not using. Can you see where I opened it up? And just slide that off. Now I'll slide it on the jump ring. Okay, this part is so thick right through here compared to that. Okay, I decided what I'm gonna do is just put the jump ring over that. I could do it up here, but since I've only got 8, it would hang really high. So the jump ring will go over that. Let's see. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a strand and, well, let me back up and I'll just do it. In case it don't make sense. I'm afraid it wouldn't make sense. So I'm gonna take a strand. Plan ABC, you know how my videos go. Okay, I'm gonna count out 8 of these. 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'm gonna stick it on this. I can't believe these jump rings are so cheap made. Lesson learned, I guess. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I'll end it. Okay, I'm just, okay. I'm gonna put one in the very end. One through there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I'll have one left. I hope the other one has same amount. Or just one less, if anything. That would be bad. Okay, one more jump ring. I mean, I don't know. Some people like you to show every step. I don't know. Just makes a long video. Look there, I put one on the end and I already have one on the other end. But I guess, you know, if you don't need to see all these steps, just kind of fast forward a little. Jump ahead, whatever you call it. Okay, so now I got like a necklace with jump rings hooked to it. See, well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway, so I'm hanging it on the lower ones. Go ahead and drop that over there. Okay, where's the other jump ring? I tell you what's rough when you get to where you can't see good. There it is. thing about this candelabra I noticed. A lot of them, the arms stick way further out than these do. I wish these stuck out more. I can bend on some, but... Okay. Wouldn't that be terrible if I was trying to bend them out and I broke it? I'll probably try to bend them out a little, I don't know. Depends on if I'm feeling lucky. Are you feeling lucky? Okay, get my necklace on. Total change of plans all the time with some of these projects. Works out just fine in my imagination. Okay. So, with all the junk behind it, it's hard to tell. So, I'm going to try to finish the other one and then show them to you. Okay, here they are. Finally finished. Well, somewhat. I still have a pencil in that one on the left, so. I had tried the crystals. I took some loose and tried them in different areas and went back to original plan. And it looks like it needs a little more at the top, but what I'm thinking will work is, without having to order more crystals, is they've got these beautiful little tall skinny votives, you know, real curvy and pretty, and I think I'll get them little glass, clear glass votives, and that'll give it a little bit of that sparkle at the top too, so I think that'll be plenty. But we'll get over here and we'll get a close-up. Okay, there it is, kind of close up. Okay, got it to focus a little bit. I wonder if I can get a close up of these. They're really pretty, got a lot of different little cuts on them, or whatever it's called. But yeah, I think they look so elegant up here. But oh, I also remember I mentioned, you got to consider this is 6 feet of crystals on each one of these. So that is 6 feet. So if you're doing a big chandelier or a big candelabra, you know, they make them on stands that go on the floor. It's going to take a lot of crystals, so if you want glass, be ready to shell out a little money. And if you're fine with acrylic, I mean, you can load it up with the acrylic ones, they're pretty cheap. I wanted to add dark shot just to show you, you know, how they look when the lights are off, except for the fish tank light back there. See how they sparkle. I don't know if you can tell how good they're sparkling. They really look sparkly in real life. Looks so romantic. Okay, and this is with it dark, without the fish tank light on. Over there, the living room light's on. Over there, and kind of that way, is the kitchen light. Oh, yeah, it's in good sparkle. You see it? Right there. Is that pretty or what? Now if I'll just keep them clean, they'll keep sparkling. I don't know if you can see it or not, but like right in here it's really sparkling. I guess maybe from the kitchen light. I just love that. So I hope you like it. And don't forget to hit the like button and share this with your friends, and maybe I can get together and go to thrift stores and find some of these and paint them up and decorate them. Anyway, we'll see what my next project will be.